Yo, everybody, what's up? Good day, good morning, good afternoon. Holy moly, Saints in the Sea, what's up, dude? This production value is incredible. Dude, thank you. It's been a time, and we've been working a lot on that production value. What's up, Bobek? Yo, when I saw you write stream.start, gave me a great idea. Need to write it down so I don't forget it. How are you guys doing today? Welcome in. Thanks for coming by the stream. Chill. The vibes are chill AF today, man. Chill AF. Starting work now? Very nice, man. I hope your day at work goes well. And it's fun and fulfilling for sure. I'm mentally preparing myself for this this bug we were running into yesterday. hopefully it can be fixed. Making apps? Hell yeah, man. Dude, that's top tier right there, my guy. Top tier. Yeah, so welcome back, everyone. We are day 8, right? Yeah, day 8 Cycles development at the moment. This is going to be on the second update of Cycles Daily Habit Creator. Working through some more updates. Currently, if you use command Trello, !Trello, you can actually get a link to our Trello board to see what's going on, what we're up to, all that fun stuff. And currently we're working on refactoring the onboarding flow to not use storyboard and clean up a lot of the code that's also in there. And we've been working on this probably for about a week now. There's a lot of stuff going on in there, but we're going to keep going with that. Hopefully get to one more view today. We stopped at one of these views. Actually, let me get Sketch open. We stopped at this view right here, in the middle of creating the collection view right here that we're having issues displaying. And that's where we're gonna start again today. Once we get that displaying, we should be looking pretty good. And keep moving on to this view, and then this last one, and then we are officially done with onboarding. There is a bug with the view holding on to these UI components for too long, and it makes the navigation look really, really janky. So we'll probably be looking into that as well once we finish this up. But let's see what we got here today. Let's see what we got here today. All right. So really the issue that's happening right now is with this collection view that we're initializing and setting up. You can see we're setting it up right here. And when we make a collection view in iOS, we need to give it a layout. So we initialize it with this flow layout. Say, hey, we want to scroll in the horizontal direction. And then we give the item size or the cells inside how big they are. And then we init that UI collection view with that layout and then a frame. So the frame is starting off at a 0 frame. And if we look at this, a 0 frame essentially is 0, 0, 0, 0. There's no size to it. And that's because I want to apply my auto layout to this and my constraints. And for some reason, when I'm going ahead and adding those constraints, it's not liking it. It doesn't actually update my constraints and update my frame. Yo, Slavnik, what's up, dude? It's going good, man. Feeling the chill vibes super hard today. Welcome in, man. How are you doing today? Thanks for stopping by. So really it's figuring out how we can get this collection view to change this frame. I do have an idea, maybe to do a little bit more research. So like update. UI collection view frame with constraints. I tried a bunch of things yesterday. I applied any constraint to the collection view. There's also not any conflicting constraint in my VC. Set needs display. That didn't get us too far. Yo, Boki, what's up? I failed my second early day, woke up at 9. Oh no! Hey, that's okay. Tomorrow will be a new day to wake up even earlier. What's up, man? Thanks for coming by. Sorry to see that, but it'll be alright. It'll be alright. What time do you go to bed? That's the real question. Did you get enough sleep? Let's UI collection view sell. I don't know. This is interesting. I've never experienced an issue like this before. But I do wonder if we add it to the sub view and then maybe try setting constraints. Is that something that could work? Maybe we can try it. I was tired from yesterday. I fell asleep at 10:30. Oh yeah, man. It's hard to wake up at 5:30 or 4:30 in the morning at that time. Yo, Cods, what's up? Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. So let's take this. Yeah, we can take this constraints. We can add it to the subview, right? When the subview is laid out, maybe we can just try. I'm curious to see what happens. We can do this in view did layout subviews. So essentially at this point, it's really weird. But we can try doing it right here. Let's put a breakpoint here and see what happens. What type of app are you making? That's a great question, man. I'm actually gonna run it so I can explain it to you. We're working on an app called Cycles Daily Habit Creator, and this is a habit creation app. So essentially you define a habit you want to work on, like drinking water multiple times a day, and Cycles will generate notifications for you based on some constraints, like how many days you want to do it, how many times a day you would like it, and which days of the week you want to work on that habit. And so right now we're doing a lot of refactoring, so we're changing a lot of code up, we're editing it, making it better. But yeah, so we're working on right now, man. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so that's the stuff I was talking about earlier with the UI elements kind of just like sticking around. We gotta fix that. Tomorrow 5 a.m? Heck yeah, dude. Dude, I'll be here waiting for you. Okay, so we hit our breakpoint here. If we go in here, and I PO this, I'm gonna do bounds. Checkpoint collection view dot frame. Okay. All right. No, still. So that still didn't pop up. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot too. So yeah, here's our view here, right? This is our setup. This is how it should be looking. I do think. Let me try to remove this gradient. So this gradient actually is what our problem is as well. So let me do technically this constraint first. And now let's try that again. Yo, you want to kill me? What's up, man? Welcome in. How you doing today? We're gonna try this. I've never set up a constraint inside this view did layout sub views, but we're gonna try it. Yeah, no, definitely didn't like that. Definitely did not like that. Okay, let's see. I'm almost thinking that I should just include a frame into this. The problem is I had to do an XY position, and I don't know what that position is going to be. You know, that's what the big problem is for me. What type of bird is in the Swift logo? I have no idea, man. That's a great question. Let's see. Surprisingly, it is a Swift. What? Whoa, here you go. So it's a bird called Swift. That's pretty cool. Similar to swallows. Nice. There you go. Hey, you learn something new every day, huh? It's pretty awesome. Get on task. Yeah, you're right. You're right. My bad. My bad. Thanks for keeping me in check, dude. What's up, Dilva? How you doing, man? Welcome back. Thanks for coming in. Hope your week off is going well. Yeah, so we did try update constraints to optimize changes to your constraints. Controls where the view's constraints need updating. Yeah, and this is what we were looking at yesterday. Yo, Evjin, what's up, man? What's up? What's up? Welcome in, dude. I need to do chores, though. Life, dude. Life. The app is going well. We're having an issue with our constraint here. With our constraints, one thing I'm going to do is actually... Where is this thingamajigger? Yeah, I'm going to comment this out real quick. So we add our constraints here. No, we add our constraints for this view here. And after that, I want to make sure I run. Oh, you know what it might be? We didn't try actually updating the constraint based on the container view. So we set this constraint here, but I wonder if we do needs update. Because sometimes this nesting different views inside each other, I've noticed, gives these weird issues with updating things inside of it. So since we're including this inside of here, we add all the constraints to our checkpoint collection view. And then let's go ahead and call a needs update constraints on our checkpoint collection container view. And then again, when a property of your custom view changes in a way that would impact constraints, you can call this method to indicate that the constraints need to be updated at some point. I think that's what we might be looking for. So let's try that out. That might work. Are you on macOS or what OS are you running? So right now I'm running macOS. That's what you see in this little box area here. But I'm streaming off of Windows. So I just have a capture card capturing everything that's going on my Mac. It worked. Yeah, let's go. Dude. My God. It worked. That's supposed to be there. Clap, clap, clap. That's awesome. I'm happy about that. So let's remove that green view now. Yes, dude. Dilville, you're the lucky person, man. Thank you. Hey, so yeah, what's up? That was pretty easy. I need to look more into this. I understand the needs update constraints. I'm confused by how I set these constraints on this view inside of this container, but I need to update the actual container to apply the constraints. I'm kind of confused by that. So I'll need to look more into that because I don't fully understand it. But I'm glad it works. But I was going to say, so did anyone check out Apex yesterday from Respawn? The new Battle Royale that came out. I watched a lot of it on Twitch yesterday. And it's super interesting. All right, let's see if this gradient works now. No, okay, so the gradient's a little jacked up. Oh, actually, maybe it's not. I think my cells are actually just not being populated with data. You mean another Hunger Games? Yo, Eco, what's up? Welcome in, man. I feel like it's been some time since I've seen you. But yeah, another Hunger Games, pretty much. It's like, I was describing it to my brother yesterday, and I'm like, it's like Overwatch meets Titanfall. It's like a really, really interesting concept. Okay, so our cells are being shown here. Let's go ahead and just verify that for sure. And our gradient is working correctly by setting our cell backgrounds to some color, which I'll do probably like green because it's just how I am. I like the green. Let's do... Oh, I probably just need to throw in a knit in here. Do I need to do an override in it? I just do a regular in it. Let's just do a dot green on those guys. Holy Barney, dude, man, so many old faces. It's so great to see you all. What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, I guess maybe I do need to do the override in it. Can you use Drama Sans font, please? I'll be honest, probably not. Let me take a look at it though. Hold up. Let's just do checkpoint dot background color. Goes green. Yeah. So again, we're just gonna knit all of these with our background color, just so we can see what's relaxing debugging, eye catching. It is pretty relaxing. There is something quite relaxing about it. It is a work of art by a fellow streamer. That's pretty cool. That's dope. I guess I might be a little crazy. Could I just set where are my cells being created? Cell for item. No, it should be, I'm pretty sure it's hitting here. No, it should be hitting here. Let me do cell dot background color equals green. Let's take a look at this. That's really cool. So a streamer just put that font package together. That's awesome. This is interesting. I'm curious to see what this is. Yeah, we have our frame. Okay. We have a height and a width. And then text. Or value. Oh yeah, there's no frame on that. That's probably why. And there's no text because we haven't set it yet. Yeah, there we go. But we're still having issues with, oh, because there's no frame. I keep forgetting that there's no frame. If there's no frame, it's not going to do anything. We need to essentially just set this up. How did I do that over here? Yeah, it's because I had it on a IB outlet, and that stuff is different. Now that I think about it, I've actually never created UI collection view cells before programmatically. So let's take a look see. Yeah, that just had to do with that. That's fine. Data source delegate. Yups. I wanted to look at the actual cell view controller. Really? Is that it? Seems weird to me. But so if I take this, this is what we kind of had before, right? Oh, thanks, Barney. I haven't opened it. But if I do checkpoint value label dot frame, let's just set it equal to whatever our frame is here. And then at this point here, so then again, we can come here, and then we should actually have something in our frame to display. I woke up this morning and I'm like, holy moly, I need some like really relaxing music. And I'm quite happy with that choice. That is for sure. All right, so we go here, this cell. Let me just PO it. There we go. So we have that. And now let's look at the checkpoint label frame. Yeah, there we go. Much better. There we don't go. I don't know why my text isn't showing up. That's really interesting because all of these labels they all now have a frame. Yeah. Checkpoint collection view cell. But there's nothing inside of them. How come none of them have anything inside of them? Oh, I know why. I'm such a fool. I forgot to add it to the sub view. So I set up the frame, I set all that stuff up, but I never actually added it to the sub view of the collection view cell. Come on, Alec, get it together, man. Jesus. So we have to do self dot add subview and then inject our checkpoint label, and then we don't have to worry about any constraints on this because we're just making it whatever the size of our frame is. Yep, that'll do it. Now that should fully work, and then hopefully we'll be able to see our gradient populate and look all pretty and nice. No? I must be missing something here. Very obvious. Come here. And we go here. And this PO. So our cell has the frames. That also has the frames. And we do our text. Unless it is our gradient that's just messing everything up still. So let's check, let's check that next. Oh yeah, and here you go. So now you can see inside of here. But why is there a UI view and this label here? And why is it, what the heck? Oh, that's interesting. So it's like scoots it over a little bit. Need to figure out what's going on there. There's 3 layers. All right, let's first try removing that gradient and see if we're actually even getting anything. And then again, we'll set the background color. Where are you? View did load. There, view did layout. Yeah. So let's remove that. Then in our actual collection view cell, let's go ahead and just do checkpoint background. We'll do our green again. And then we will add that again to the sub view. Oh, I think no, yeah, this makes sense. So if I'm setting this frame, essentially I just need to set the width and the height, but the frame is also including the position. So really I should do cg rect dot init, and that should include our frame, or this should be 0, 0, and then our width should just be frame dot width, and then frame. I just want to start at the top left corner, but I want it to be the size of the cell. So if we do that, I think that should be pretty solid. So remove the gradient, set the proper frame, add a background color, and then add it to the subview. I think that should do it for us. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I think there is a problem with our gradient. But that, yeah, that looks good. That's what I'm pretty much expecting. Obviously, we're going to have to do our styling for the cells. But man, when this is set up, it's going to be so much nicer than it was before. Just like the way that it flows and the way that it's set up, it's just going to be great. All right, so let's do... Well, I guess now that we have that, now let's verify that the gradient extension is actually messed up. So to do that, let's just uncomment this. And at this point, we should now have a proper frame with our collection view, which will be great. So let's check that out. And then if that works, yeah, so let's go here. And now what I'm going to do is check out this. Okay, so at this point, this frame is still 0, which I don't understand. So that must mean that that must mean that this constraint actually does not get updated until much later than after this. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back here. I wanted to look up one thing because I think there's a delegate that we can call here, or that we can implement that I was talking about. And that delegate, where you at? Here we go. Needs update constraints. Wait, what? This isn't the right one, is it? No, this is the one I was looking for. Okay, let's try this. That's really weird. Set needs update constraints. So we do this. That should go up here. And then at this point again, let's see what we got. Still 0. Okay. So it's all about this still here. So this, honestly, let's bring it back just one more step, because I think this is not even needed. I think it's just the gradient in general. So the problem is we need the collection view to have its frame set up before we apply the gradient. That's what this issue is. This is really kind of annoying. But yeah, so that's what the issue is. So it's happening after that gradient's being applied. So this doesn't really matter. We just need to apply the gradient view after it's applied. Because if not, then it takes this frame of nothing and it applies a black basically layer on top of it. And there's no middle point, it's just black. I wonder if I move this to like view did appear or something like that. But I don't think that would work. Well, maybe in view did appear, but the problem is if view did appear is being called, right? If I can get exactly what this is, it's added to the view hierarchy. Oh, I didn't notice that. If you must call super at some point in your implementation. I didn't call super at all. So at this point, oh, oops. Isn't it like super.init or something like that? I can't remember. I think what we might want to try doing is just adding this there. My fear is that it's already actually displayed. And that's it. Why is chat in sub mode? Is it in sub mode? Yeah, no, I haven't changed anything. And I don't see sub mode anywhere on here. Yeah, Twitch has been like super finicky lately, right? Yeah, no, I don't have anything. Thanks for the heads up though, dude. Okay, yeah, so let's do this here. I don't know. This is just kind of a an attempt to see if this actually works. That'd be interesting. No, I didn't think so. Oh, I did view did load. My bad. I need to do view did appear. Because I don't know if view did appear technically at this point the view is actually shown, or if it's just the view is added to the hierarchy, which means it's about to be shown. But okay, no, yeah, that did work, but this is not right, and I think I know why. And this actually might solve all our problems. Wow, that is junker. I need to do some offsets in there. It appears after layout. Gotcha. Okay. But what I really should be doing, and this will actually probably solve all our problems, and I don't know I didn't do this. Here, it shouldn't be the checkpoint collection view. It should be the checkpoints container view, which should have the gradient, because then it would scroll with the collection view. Oh man, which means I did an extension on the wrong spot there. So let's go to our extensions. This actually needs to be a UI view. Yeah, that would probably do the trick. Gotcha. Okay, so sub layouts, when sub layouts happen, so view did sub layouts will happen, and then view did appear would happen. That would make sense. Cool, cool, cool. Oh no. No, this wouldn't be right. How did I do this last time? I'm so confused. Did I have another view over? Yeah, I forgot, because that is housing everything. Here. No, I said checkpoints collection view. And then our checkpoint cells. Yeah, okay. I did have a view, and then I housed that in there. Ooh. That's where I messed up, because I had to add the gradient like that. What's up, the horniest of men? Welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome to you as well. What a name, my guy. What a name. What's up? Welcome in. So really what we can do here is pretty much just create, we can house our collection view in another view. Yeah, because we need that, or add gradient. Like add the collection view mask. Something along those lines. Who are you? My name's Alec. I'm working on iOS apps right now, doing some refactoring on an old iPhone app that's in the App Store right now, using Swift. Who are you? Did layout subview is called every time the root view of the view controller changes, its bounds or has a subview added directly to it, causing it to relayout. Oh, okay, gotcha. Interesting. Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, so this is something I'm actually looking for here. Cover view. But gradient view, this is, oh yeah, I was gonna be like, this is some custom class. Override class function layer, any class return gradient view self. Yeah, so it's that's what I thought. We literally have to make a, but we can set it as a mask. Is that cover view, mask view? Okay, yeah, I think we can do that. Bound by blood and desire. Holy shit, how could I forgot? It's right in your name. Very true. That's epic, man. Well, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Appreciate you coming by. And each view is responsible for laying out their own subviews, meaning it won't be called after you add a view to the subview. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. That's why the container view would essentially work in that sense. Okay, cool. Thanks for that, Evgen. Appreciate it. Okay, so pretty much what we need to do here is just create a layer with our bounds and then set it as our mask. I've built Android apps before. How similar is iOS dev? Yeah, it's a good question, man. It's pretty similar. The architecture is very similar in a sense, meaning that you're different. The way that an Android app works is going to be similar to how a iOS app works. But obviously you have your caveats and nuances and all that fun stuff. But yeah, man, you could probably pick it up if you're interested in getting into it. Yo, Slayer, what's up, dude? Welcome in. Holy Splinter, what's up? Welcome in, guy. Nice to see you. Have you watched The Punisher at all? I have not, actually, but I've heard really good things about it. Yo, Maguse, what's up? Welcome in, man. Thanks for coming by. All right, so I guess let's do that. Let's go ahead and essentially generate this view. So we don't want it as an extension anymore. So hello, Discord shuts down. Damn. Savage, bro. Yeah, so let's go actually to our extensions. And pretty much just grab this. I mean, I guess we can still do this, but I don't think it needs to be in an extension anymore. For now, we can just add this as a helper over here. Yo, Dark Theme Coder, what's up, man? I appreciate you coming by. How you doing today? What IDE is this? It looks magical. It's come a long way, my dude. This is Xcode. This is Xcode. This is there are some other IDEs out there that you can develop iOS stuff in, but yeah, Xcode is the main way, and it's only for Mac OS, unfortunately. All right, Mag, see you, dude. Thanks for stopping by. It's like, what the heck is going on? You guys are being weird. Doing good, man. Doing good. Just trying to figure out some gradient stuff with our views here. I think what we need to do, let's see, a gradient layer. Yeah, we do that, a gradient layer, and then we do our regular stuff here. So we need to pass in frame. Catch you later, meetings. Oh no. All right, Evgen, dude, appreciate you coming by. Good luck in your meetings. Appreciate you, man. This is gonna be a CG rect here, this type. Or we just pass in. No, yeah, CG rect. That should be good. Never used a Mac before. I must be missing out. I love Macs. I'm a big fan of them. But it just depends kind of what your workflow is. A lot of people are like, Macs, overpriced, not that good for what you get. And it's true to an extent, but I find Mac OS a really great operating system. Oh no, we need the bounds here too. So we need to just pass in. Oh man, what I need to do here. Well then. I mean, essentially it's going to be a collection view, right? I guess our view here. In a sense, it's a UI view. Oh, excuse me. And then if we can do view.frame and then view.bounds. Oh no, we're creating one. We're going to create a UI. We're going to create this view here. That's what it is. Okay, so what we need to do really is do our view is equal to a new UI view. And what we need to pass in is the... No. Holy crap, I'm going crazy. What we need to do is we need to get the frame and bounds for the view that we want this gradient to be. And so we're going to return this guy here. I'm like going in circles. So we want to return this here. Oh. You just dual boot Windows Linux? Yeah, I mean, Mac OS is built on top of Unix. So you'd get that similar feel, I think that's why I enjoy it. I use Windows at work, and as personal use, I always use Mac OS. What type of Android apps have you built, man? The mask view. And so this is kind of weird because I don't want to pass in our collection view only here, but at the same time, like that's the only thing it's being used for. So I think I'm going to do this. So set collection view gradient with colors, blah. So we do that. And then I'm just going to say checkpoint collection view dot frame. And then checkpoint collection view dot bounds. And then we're going to do 0 to halfway and then 1 to halfway. 0, half, and then 1. And then given our colors, color array there. And then we just return that gradient. Or I guess we don't even need to return it. We can just actually set it here. So we can do set collection. Oh, sorry, it would be checkpoint dot. What was it here? Mask view. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Only one, but spent a few months on it in college. It was a drawing animation app. Oh, that's really cool, dude. That's super awesome. I need that bot in my life. Yeah, dude, it just comes in your channel and does its thing. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh, cover view. This gradient view is essentially just a UI view. Yo, the horniest of men. Thank you very much for that follow, dude. Highly appreciate that. Welcome in. Alec, you're a cool guy. Hey, thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Just trying to, you know, learn how to code. You're pretty cool yourself, man. Glad you came by today. Much respect. Highly appreciate that, man. Welcome to the team. Glad to have you here. And thank you for that follow. All right, so I'm just a bit confused over here with where I should be doing this mask, because this mask has to be a UI view. Maybe I do want to set this gradient view. I don't know. Kind of like half and half on it. Yeah. Can I do as UI view? Curious what this would actually turn to. I think this should be able to cast. If we look at what a CA gradient layer actually is. Oh, it comes from a core animation. Let's do a little digging here. Let's do a little digging. Yeah, oh, here we go. That's what I was going to say. If it's cast from CA gradient layer to unrelated type UI view, always fails. So cover view dot layer has that. Oh, unless what we can do here is we do let view. This is, I think, what I was trying to get at before. We pretty much create this UI view here, right? We have our gradient view. We have our gradient view that goes there, and then I think what we can end up doing is setting our view to be that as our mask, right? That's what they end up doing. And then we can do, after our gradient has been completed, I think it's view.layer, layer, and that can equal our gradient. Is that a thing? I think it should be equal to our gradient. Is that going to work or not? I'm not quite sure. Layers a get only property. Okay. No, that's the same issue there. Oh, I didn't realize there's a cover view and a cover layer. So cover layer cover view is this gradient with the bounds. Our cover layer is a just a CA gradient layer here. So this gradient view creates a CA gradient layer, right? I think it's returned like that. And then our layer is this cover view as a CA gradient layer. How long have you been coding? I've been coding probably for about almost 4 years now, like 3.5 or so. Yeah, I'd say about that long. Yeah, I started off with a lot of web development, and then I picked up iOS stuff. Just been really enjoying that. Oh, well, could you also just do this? So self.collectionView superview layer.mask. Self.collectionView.superview.bounds. Oh, yeah, this all makes a lot more sense now. Okay, okay. We actually might be able to do this as an extension. Let's first try it here, make sure it works, and then we'll do it. So I need to self.collectionView.superview.layer. So it's, we get our gradient, right? Do all the fanciness to it. And then boop, 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 boop. So that collection view dot superview dot layer and then dot mask, which will end up equaling our gradient. Oh, self-taught. Yeah, so sort of. I'm like half and half. I went to university for IT. And I actually started off doing computer engineering. I failed my statics class. Like just got wrecked, and it was so sad because like literally I've never tried so hard in a class in my life, and I literally failed, just literally got an F. And so I was like, this obviously isn't for me, and because then it just wasn't even fun anymore. And I went on to do IT stuff, and I'm like, oh, it's like a mixture of hardware and programming, whatever. And I didn't even like programming at the time, and I ended up getting an internship at a startup company doing web development. Started helping out like a web application, and I fell in love with it, and I was like, holy crap, this is so cool. So I had like some basic computer science courses like data structures, like, I don't know, it's like the basic stuff you do in computer science, like operating systems, databases, like stuff like that. But all this app development stuff I did on my own, with a bunch of hackathons and what's those other things, and internships. Yeah, man, this is a good time. Okay, so let's grab this and let's see what we got here. If we do our view did appear, right? That's what we've kind of concluded to. Yeah, and that helper was down here. Where'd you go, helper? Helper. Here we go. So set collection view gradient. Again, we're going to create our gradient layer. Do our frame and our bounds. Set our positionings and our color. Then set it to the super view. And the layer and the mask. I think this would work. The classic internship epiphany. Yeah, man. It was hilarious. I always remember thinking about it and I'm like, well, like, why am I even doing this internship? Like, this is just dumb. I don't even like this stuff. And then I just did it. And it was a lot of fun. Oh, okay, so that did work. But yeah, the super view is technically the entire view from before. So we should probably set that first. But yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for. That looks sexy. But now I'm really just looking to try to get into a full iOS development role, really. I realized that that's really been my big passion. So hence doing stuff like this, having fun with that, trying to learn new things, and just really trying to understand how this all works. Oof, that looks really nice. Thanks, man. Yeah, that's all of that just so we can get this nice little gradient. It makes it kind of, the depth of it kind of fold out, you know what I mean? And obviously these green squares won't be there. But yeah, man, that's looking good. So the big issue is we need to embed this in in a super view. So the way we're going to do that here is, how are we going to do that? Essentially, instead of maybe returning a UI collection view, we just return a UI view that has a UI collection view in it. Had a 6-month one last year. Okay, nice. Oh, Spring. Yeah. I know a lot of people that have used that. How'd you like it? You felt like you learned a lot, or is it kind of just, I tried it, but at least I tried it. Almost looks like it's going round indeed. Yes, sir. That's exact. Hell yeah, dark theme. That's what we're looking for here. That's what we're looking for. I'm glad you see that. So essentially we need to change this to a UI view and let super view equal UI view. And pretty much what we're going to do is return a super view here. And so we have our super view, we have our layout, we have our, this is going to get a little messy, I think. Collection view, we init with our frame here, do all that stuff. We need to also, so here we need to take our super view and actually do this. And then once we're ready, we actually inject our collection view inside our super view, or add to the sub view. So we do our collection view, let's do that, and then we'll just do super view dot add sub view, which would be our collection view. Yeah, that should be it. So then our collection view, checkpoint collection view, yeah, this is the part where it gets a little funky. It's all that changes. I did learn a lot, but to be honest, wasn't a fan of the company too much. Yeah, I mean, company culture is a big thing, man. It's always something to look for. Not try to return. Okay. What are you looking for now? You looking for more internships? Yeah, dark theme for sure. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's a millennial thing, as people say, but it's true. Like, you want to be in an environment where you can kind of foster and grow this this community, you know? It's all about the people you're working with. Okay, so our issue here, yeah, this issue here is that it affects a lot of the other stuff in the code here, and I guess we can do like UI view dot collection view, but I don't really want to do that. I would rather just essentially here generate another view that's a container or is a super view, and we can just throw it in here. So checkpoint collection container view, checkpoint collection container view. So here we need to generate a super view for our collection view. This is kind of what we were working at before. So let's do let super view equal a UI view dot init, and if we look at that, it's a frame, and we can really just go off of, I mean, essentially it would be this here, which should be 0. So we might actually just want to do 0 here. I worked for a company where they would throw my code out if I invested some time on a good architecture because they couldn't understand it. Wait, what? Really? That's insane. Sounds awful. I graduate in a few months, so I'll probably going to try looking for a standard software engineering. Okay. Okay. Well, there you go. That's a good place to start. The good thing is that there are not a shortage of software engineering jobs out there. So I'm sure you will have plenty of luck with that. Okay, so super view, UI view, and then at this point, what we want to do is we want to do our super view dot add subview of this, and then our super view is the one that's actually going to go here. Yep, that seems like it should do it, or get us somewhere at least. Yeah, let's see what happens. I'm curious to see what the deal is here. Yeah, I didn't stay for that long. I can imagine, dude. I can imagine. Okay, yeah, so we're actually running into layout constraint issues. So if we view this here in our layout manager, oh, it actually doesn't even render it here. Okay, interesting. Unable to simultaneously satisfy constraints in the following list. Oh, I also think I forgot to do this. Gotta make sure to do that as false. How old are you all, may I ask? It's a good question. I'm 22. I'm 25. 25. Super view is a frame, translates into that. Super view, add subview, checkpoint collection view here. All right, let's see if the auto resizing translate stuff works. Man, this view has been a pain in the butt, but I knew this one was going to be difficult. Okay, so that did work. We just needed to change that. The problem is now that we're actually not seeing anything. And I do have a feeling it's because literally our super view is 0. So let's actually go to where our gradient is being set, and let's check to see. Yeah, let's go here. I want to see if the super view, what the frame is on that. So we can do checkpoint collection view dot frame 000. Oh, this apparently has a frame. Okay, so that actually does have a frame. So that's good to know. The super view has a frame, but our collection view does not. So maybe what we also need to do is add the constraints there. Yes, sir. I'm over 9,000. Jesus. We found the wizard. Yes, we did. Dude, share some of the love, man. Actually, I don't know, man. Is my body going to deteriorate if I'm 9,000 years old? If that's the case, I don't want to be 9,000, man. But if you're telling me I'm going to stay like this for 9,000 years, I'd consider it. So our constraints are working on our super view, but the collection view does not work as expected. So maybe what we really need to do, super view, add that, and then we'll set up our constraints for that. I'm curious to see how this works. So pretty much setting the constraints inside and out. Death would still be a choice. Have a good day at school, my guy. Thanks for coming by, man. Good talks. I'll hopefully catch you later. I don't know, Eco. I don't. Oh. Hello. Yeah, I think I just have my constraint hierarchy all jacked up. I don't know. That's an interesting thought you bring up there, Eco. All right, let's think about this in a smarter way. So let's super view. We init with a 0 frame because we have no idea what it's going to be. Then we take our super view, we translate auto resizing mask, constraints false. And then finally, we take our super view and we add our checkpoint collection view to it. And if we do that, our width anchor needs to be our super view dot width. Or dot frame dot width, or hello width, and then here just needs to be our height. We want it completely equal to each other. And I think that may be it. I don't think we would need these. So we would take our super view, add that there, boom, good to go. And then from there, we add our super view to our container. And from there, we add our proper constraints. I think that should work. I'm not saying you would resurrect, but that'd be pretty cool. I would be interested to see that. That would be interesting. And so are we talking like apocalyptic resurrection, or like how's this happening in your mind? Okay, so it looks like this is set up here. Let's check to see on our view did appear what we're looking at in regards to like the frame and things like that, right? So if I go here, in my super view frame, cool. So we still have our width, we still have our height. What about just our regular frame? It's still at 0, 0. There's no frame set up here. This is quite difficult to think about. The ability of learning shouldn't decrease? Yeah. Yeah, I'd be good. I'd be on board with that. I'm gonna take this out real quick. I'm just confused right now. It's all because we had to embed this into a new view. Yeah, but nothing shows up because there's no there's nothing there. Yeah, so we have, oh, there's a conflict there. So we have our UI view, which is this guy, and our collection view here. So this is saying, it's probably ambiguous or something, right? Hello? Tell me the, yeah. Position is ambiguous. Perfect. We can fix that. We know how to fix that. We've been through this a plethora of times. Doing this, all we need to do then is take our, excuse me, take this here, and our top anchor is going to equal to literally the top anchor of our super view. And then we're going to have a leading here, and it's going to be of our super view as well. And yeah, we don't need any constants. Oh, but if it most def does, evolution does not care about intelligence. Oh, valid. And back to our mortal lives. Gotta live your mortal life one day at a time. All right, let's see if this works now. So we're doing some hardcore learnings of of constraints and how these views are all like coordinating together. Okay, so it looks like still an issue here. But let's see if there's actually an issue with the constraint layout, or there's just no frame. It looks like to me there's just no frame. Because we're not getting any more layout constraints or layout issues. So what do I do here? I guess technically it's kind of the same, right? This is the second day you're still stuck on this issue. What's up, stacking? Yeah, it is. We actually came a long way. So we got the gradient to work. We got everything to show up. The problem now is, in order to have the gradients properly show, we have to embed our collection view inside another view. And so now we kind of have to figure out what the issue is there. So it created this super view. And again, it's with the 0 frame stuff. And we take our collection view, stuff it inside of there, and we end up setting constraints to that super view, and that super view is then added here. So it's just a lot of embedding. I heard you like views, so let me ram my view. Jeez, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. No, it does not. I heard you like views. I feel like here, this is where we could do the super view. Set. Set needs to display. Curious to see that. See how that works. Child of view. Are you enjoying the view? Oh my God. How many view memes can we get out right now? Come on, keep pumping them out. Let's see how many view memes we can make out of this. Oh shit, man. Let's try this. I'm just kind of curious. See what happens here. I think at this point the super view is still nothing. Are you enjoying the view? On the view? Yeah, on the view. On the view, bruh. So at this point, PO super view. Yeah, it's still nothing. So obviously it's gonna do nothing. Oh boy. Let's see what it is down here. A lot of this is just going like back and forth with just understanding how this is all working. Enough procrastinating for today. I'm off. Fix my thesis. Yo, best of luck, Dark Theme. Thank you for coming by, man. It's really nice seeing you. And I hope to catch you next time. Yeah, same deal. Like these constraints aren't set up properly yet. Yeah, see it. But so here's also the other thing. This never actually sets in here. Ooh, yeah. Because there's nothing there, man. There ain't anything there. Interesting. Okay. God, it almost makes me not even want to do this gradient stuff. I'm so annoyed by it. I think there's one like pinnacle thing that I don't realize that I'm not doing here. Because if we create our super view here, which is just a UI view, and we add a sub view of the collection view, right? Then we need to set up I mean, we can somewhat make this frame, but that one doesn't matter. It's It's the collection view that's having the issue. Because this ends up... that ends up working fine. Okay, so your view controller can override this method to make changes after the view lays out its subviews. So what's the best way to do that then? So the view lays out subviews. Which is why our view add subview, check out collection container view. This gets laid out, and inside of this we have a checkpoint selector, which is good. We have a checkpoint collection label, which is good, and then we have a super view. We have the super view, which includes our collection view. So understand that. Then we take our container view and add that. I want to try something else here. Let's do a background on this guy real quick. It's always easier to envision these things when they have some sort of color associated to them. Yeah, so our super view is good. Right, that part we're okay with. The problem is the collection view back. Yo, glad you made it back, man. So we got to the point where we got our cells displaying. Everything was looking good, and I was adding the gradient, and the gradient I wasn't doing on the super view, but the super view was the container that houses all the different views inside of here. So I had to actually create another UI view that essentially will house our collection view, which is the super view is green here. And now I can't get my collection view to properly display inside of that view because again, the frame is 0. So I'm struggling again with that. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm missing. There's like something I'm not understanding about how this is actually working. It's like I don't think I'm properly triggering an update for this, because technically at this point my super view and it should be set needs update constraints, right? And so this here, when a property of your custom view changes in a way that would impact constraints, you can call this method to indicate the constraints need to be updated at some point in the future. Yeah. You could try superview.layout subviews. Let's see. That's literally it. Okay. Yeah, I guess this can kind of give an answer on if this works. So the problem is that at this point, right, if I call this here, super view doesn't have any frame set on it yet either. Yeah, and it's interesting because it doesn't show here. I feel like there needs to be another spot to call this in. Like instead of calling it here, I always call them at the end of the layout function. Are you talking about the... Oh no, that's view did layout subviews. Yeah, you're talking about like at the end of whatever my layout is. So here would be down here. Gotcha, okay. Let's try it out. Yeah, let's see. Yo, Be a Code, what's up? Welcome back, man. Thanks for stopping in. Glad to have you. Dude, you're a green brain now. Holy moly, dude. Thank you for that 3-month sub. Appreciate you, man. Enjoy the green brain. Highly appreciate your support, dude. Really, man. Really, really appreciate you. Thanks for being here today. Green means go. That is true. Appreciate that 3-month sub. Man, 3 months? Really? Damn, I didn't even realize that. That's dope, man. Yeah, still nothing there, unfortunately. Time flies, yeah, it does. It does, man. Sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. But for real, dude, highly appreciate you, dude. And I hope everything's going well. I guess you could also add the collection view to the super view after you've added the super view to the collection container view. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. So, yeah, so you could add the collection view to the super view. After you've added it there. So if we do this, yeah, so you're saying something like that. Let's try it out. Worth a try. That was my next thought, and I felt kind of weird about it. I felt like that might not be the proper way to go about doing it. Nah, still... Oh, wait. No, yeah, still nothing there, though. Yeah, because even... So UI view is there. My collection view, it shows up as nothing. It shows that it's there, but it doesn't have a frame. That's what the issue is. I don't I gotta ask someone about this as well. I'm confused by this fact of how this constraint stuff works, right? So it's like, if I set all of these, and essentially all of them should be constrained to the super view at the end of the day, right? To the main view of the view controller. As that's kind of linking in that constraints, how can any of these constraints actually work from the get-go? Because it's like half of them won't even have any sizes or frames or know where to be laid out. So that's what I think I keep getting stuck on that thought. They're only constrained to their common ancestor. Yeah, no, I get that part, but like, okay, think about it like this. We have this view, right, which is our view controller's view. We add a subview of this label, which is this guy, right? So this here, our view already has its frame and it's like CG Rec set up in like the only way I can think about describing it. And so this already knows where the top anchor of that is, where the leading anchor, where the trailing anchor of that is. So that's fine there, right? That will do its thing. Same with this. It already knows. And since this is placed first, that is essentially relying on the view, right? And so then we have our container view here that also is relying on the actual view here for its constraints. But then we get into this checkpoint selector. And so assuming that this constraint has already been set, this relies on whatever this ends up becoming here. And so how does that work? Because all of this seems to be working fine, but I need to get one level deeper. Like how can I know when... How come when I add this super view to my container view, it sets up, but then if I want to add constraints inside of this based on what it's constrained to here, it doesn't want to do it, right? Like how come going one level deeper doesn't actually change those constraints? Because it's essentially doing the same thing. They're all relying on each other in one way or another. No, it doesn't. The super view starts off as a 0 frame. Because, again, I mean, I guess maybe what I could do... But that's like where my confusion comes in. The frame and size, I initialize it with nothing. It's absolutely nothing. But I set constraints on it to give the constraint of the bounds of the view. And that's it. So I guess technically I could set it like this, but the big thing is because I don't want to make a CG rect and then have to do an XY position. But I guess I can always set those 0, 0. So I just do it all through here. So this generates the frame for me. It resets that subview in here. So when that gets regenerated, I want this to pick up whatever change there, because essentially they're going to be the same size, right? Like nothing should change there, if that makes sense. There's some, yeah, it's just like, there's some idea that I'm missing here with that. Because if these constraints happen so quickly, how come I can't constrain to this? I want to try something. I don't need to restart. I can actually go here. Oh. All right. So if I go here, right? Go through there. At this point in time, my container view is nothing. It's nothing. And apparently it's already gone through this and activated the constraints, right? I go through here. And then I do it one more time. Still nothing. And if I go to my super view, still nothing. So like how? It might before the layout loop is run. Because I'm calling the layout loop on view did load. Yeah, it's just something it's interesting to me. I don't quite understand that. Yep, I'm imagining that. Okay. Looking for things that have changed. Yep. Well, it's like it's watchers though. So the one thing I do understand from this is anything that's added to the main view or the view controller view, those are being updated fine, right? Those subviews have no problem updating. So that's why our checkpoint collection container view, its layout is able to properly update with the values. But it's like when you go one level deeper, when you have another view with other things inside of it, those subviews are not being laid out at that point. Why don't we try layout if needed? Or I'm wondering, so I called on the super view, but I wonder if I can also call it in on the collection view itself. Yeah, try calling on the view. Yeah. Oops. No, that doesn't look like it. I want to see if, yeah, it just doesn't even, it shows that it's here in the hierarchy, but it doesn't show that there's anything actually there. Let's try the other one maybe. Layout subviews. No, that won't do anything. let's do that. And then here, actually, I guess let's just go back to this. We'll try adding a color here as well. Just to make sure I'm not going crazy. Because I don't think I am, but we shall see. Yeah. Superview.add subview, checkpoint collection view. Checkpoint collection container view takes in the super view. View leading anchor, hide anchor with anchor. Auto resizing mask, yep. I'm thinking if I stare at it, it'll come to me. But just really focus in. Stare. Think about it. And just stare. It'll come. That's how it always works, right? All the other subviews of collection container view is laid out. Yep. Yeah, so the collection container contains this marker thing, the checkpoints label here, and then it will contain this super view with the collection view inside of it. And so let me show you this because I thought this was interesting. Let me actually comment this out. So essentially, this is just me adding the collection view to that container view. Oh, these are incorrect. Why are these? I don't even know how that was working before. Yeah, so there it is, right? There's our collection view. We're good to go. It's just when you add it to the super view, it says no. So it's interesting. It's a weird phenomenon, as I'd like to say. Thank you, Hydrated Bot. It is time for some water, actually. It sounds pretty good right about now. So what can we end up doing in this sense? To me, it's always made sense to whatever parent view you have here, right? So we have the super view. We add things to our super view here. All right, so let me take this, uncomment that, and do this. So we create our super view. We can give it a background color, sure. And then we add our sub view. We add things to this sub view. So we have our collection view that we're going to add there. And then at that point, we lay out what we want our constraints to be inside of that super view. That's how I've always imagined how it is and how I've seen it. I could also do this. Because this has been seeming to work for me for some reason. Since we actually have our view bounds and height like that, I think this will actually work. And then we can just add our leading and top anchor constraints to the super view itself. Yeah, see, there you go. The problem is that it doesn't set the size. And so maybe that's just kind of a... It's like a caveat of this process. That does work though, I guess, but I'm just more concerned of... Not concerned, I'm just curious why that's working like that. And the only thing I think of is that it's actually the frame is already defined from the beginning. So you obviously have values there that you can use. So I guess now the next question is, can we now do our gradient? We now set our gradient here. Oh yeah, no worries, man. So essentially, this is one thing that I've kind of noticed, and it's like it's a little caveat to this process possibly. Instead of, so I get my super view, I create that, I add my checkpoint collection view, and then I constrain the width and the height to the actual view controller's view instead of to the super view, because when the super view is initted or created, it's 0, so it has no frame, so it's just constraining off of nothing. And for some reason that change isn't getting picked up, and I'm not entirely sure why. So I know I want this to be full width anyways, and I want this to be 10% of whatever the height is. So technically I could use that, and that works, but it doesn't seem right, you know? It seems weird and janky. It's not like really janky, but it doesn't seem like that's the way it's supposed to be done. And now we're going to see if this works. Hopefully it does. That would be a nice collection view gradient. And then if this does work, I'm going to move it back to an extension, I believe. Yeah, because we're just calling the super view on that. No, it does not still. It still doesn't work here. Yeah, this is the other issue. It's gonna be dumb. Because we do on view did appear, it just looks like poo-poo. It flashes in, you know? It doesn't make sense like that. So we know that it's happening after view did layout subviews. All right, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait to do this gradient stuff. I'm just going to fix up the actual cells first, and then we'll get back to that, just so I can get something else done. Because, man, this is quite frustrating. This is quite frustrating here. So we know it works here. Which is fine, I guess, for now. But it has like that little lag because it's waiting for the view to appear, and then it creates it, and then it adds in all that fun stuff. Yeah. And that looks good. That's how it should look. I like it. Stack Overflow? Let's go, dude. The best way to handle this is use a custom view to manage track, layer, and circle shape layer. Overlay the custom views layout subviews to set the frame and or path of the layers. Okay. During the layout phase of the run loop, core animation traverses the layer hierarchy in depth first, looking for layers that need layout. If it's A layers first, and then B layers, and then so A layer, B layer, C layer, and then D, E, F, and G. Okay. Layout sub layers to the layer. The layer handles this by default, sending to its delegate. Usually the delegate is the UI view that owns the layer. Okay, by default, UI view handles the layout sub-layers of layer. I think 3 messages. The view sends a view will layout subviews to its view controller. The view sends itself layout subviews. The view sends view to its view controller. Yo, CM, what's up, man? Welcome in. Yeah, I think you're right, Evgen. Yeah, man, I appreciate that. I think I'm gonna have to read over this I'm gonna have to read it like 2 or 3 times. Too many layouts going on. But yeah, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you for that. But yeah, let me go ahead and do this here. Let's get this guy working with our proper everything. And we'll go from there. Okay, so here, what we're going to want to do is... How's your day going, CM? We're going to want to do all our setup here for this guy. So first... we literally just need to do create our frame here. Do that. And then we don't want a background color any longer. And then we want a checkpoint value label dot. What else do we want? We're gonna want text alignment. That's going to be center. And then we're going to want checkpoint value label dot. Oh yeah, I guess we need to set up our actual sizing and stuff on this. So this guy is a display light with a size of 48 points. So let's try it. Let's add that to our constraints here. Yo, what's up, Dark? Welcome in, man. Thanks for stopping by. This will be solely also for our add checkpoints view. Yeah, for this we'll do let onboarding cell value cell value font really. So we can just set that to a UI font equals UI dot UI font dot system. Yeah. I have a question. Go ahead, man. I've learned C++ well, and now I want to learn one more language. Which one do you recommend? I mean, that's really up to you, in all honesty. It depends on what you're interested in at this time. That's what I usually like to tell people. It's like, if you know one language, it's easy to start understanding other languages much quicker. So if you want to do something maybe along the lines of web development, why don't you start doing something like JavaScript? Or if you want to do iOS development, do something like Swift. Or you know, if you want to start learning how to create Java applications or Java servers, you know, things like that. Language in industry is not really a big deal because you can pick those things up as you go. Because they're all essentially the same in one way or another. I call layout subviews on the root view after all my constraints. This function will call layout subviews all the way down. Really? Okay, I'm going to try that, dude. I'm going to try that after I get this going. So, oh yeah, because based on the hierarchy, I guess, right? That was explained in that article you linked. If it calls that, it should loop through every single one, going from the first view it hits to all its subviews, and then back out one layer to all the subviews again. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. I think just font, and then it's UI font metrics. How did I do the font metric stuff? I always forget. For text style scaled font. Here it is. Yeah. I always forget that. I'm quite forgetful. Yeah, let's do a title too. I mean, that's fine. And then we can do onboarding cell value font. Yeah, it seems about good. I want to make 2D and 3D games, and in the future I want to work on AI. Yeah, there you go, man. At least for Python, I would say that AI is like anything along machine learning, scripting, computer vision. Python in general is just good for a lot of different things, but Python's a language that has been used a lot. I think that would be something that would be really beneficial to you for sure, man. All right, let's see how this stuff works. See if this is any good. Hopefully so. Oh, I forgot the font color. We need to do checkpoint dot. It's color, text color. And for this, I think I'm just going to reuse something that we already have. Do we have a white here? Yeah. Technically, it's like a title. So we will do that. You have a lot of options, Dark. So that's the good thing, man. Start with one. You don't like it, move on to something else. At the end of the day, it can only help you, which is the cool thing about it. There we go, baby. Oof, man, that looks good. It's so good to see this view back together. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you coming by. Best of luck in your endeavors. Dude, this looks so much cleaner than how it was before. It makes me quite happy, honestly. It looks good. I think it looks awesome. Yo, Ildark1K, welcome in. Thank you so much for that follow. Glad to have you part of the Pixelogic team. Thank you again, man. Yeah, so that looks good. I'm trying to think what else is here. So set that up, set up our values there, and then we just add it to our sub view. That's good to go. And then let's try what Evgen was saying. That would be dope, man, if that works out. Because if that's the case, if I'm understanding that correctly, then all our sub views should be laid out so we can call our gradient in the proper spot, which would be quite nice. All right, here we go. So the suggestion was call layout subviews on the root view after all the constraints are set. So we do view dot layout subviews. And let's give it a go. Let's see what happens. At least there, it doesn't look like it worked with the gradient. Oh man, that's annoying. Yeah. That gradient, man. What a pain in the buttocks. I wonder... We can also do this. Where does my view layouts go? View did layout. Here it is. Because we also technically do this, as we can just pass in the frame here, because in this helper, I don't know. Oh yeah, because I'm not sure about the insets yet. This. I'm actually curious. Let's go ahead and keep that there, and let's see what we got at this point. So I come in here and I do a PO. Obviously our checkpoint collection view dot frame is 0, and our bounds is also going to be 0, I'm expecting. So what about our super view? Our super view is also 0. Yeah. I'm going to try layout if needed. Lays out subviews immediately. Yeah, but this only does it. So you're creating a mask with a 0 frame. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why it doesn't show. Because at this point, right, when it hits here in the view did layouts or did layout subviews, both the super view and the actual view itself are 0. That's the whole issue. And so that's why I'm trying to figure out what can be the best approach here to get this. So yeah. Yo, Garth, what's up? How you doing? Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Let's do a get started here. Okay. We're going to come in here. We're going to hit this. Yo, Garth, dude, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome into the team. Glad to have you here. What if you set the gradient after the layout subviews call? Yeah, but where do I set that? Because the only other place I could think of is in view did appear, which means that, and that's what works. But the problem is it's like it shows up and then it just kind of like plops this gradient on top. It looks like poo poo. You know, that's what the big issue to me is. Oh yeah. Yep, still 0. Oh, that just got called again. And that actually comes in. It worked. It got called twice because of view did layout subviews. It got called twice at that point. And that worked. Interesting. So this worked here. Putting the layout if needed on the root view. I've never seen any Swift done on here before. It looks good. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, there's not many iOS devs on Twitch here. I've seen a couple. But yeah, Swift it's a good language, man. It's a lot of fun. It's fun and challenging all at the same time. Have you done any Swift before? Yeah, that worked. That technically worked. So let's say why we're using this here. Or this is here to I was thinking right after the layout if needed line. Oh, gotcha. Maybe so. Maybe that could work. But I think even at that point, dude, I don't know. But I think this pretty much does the trick. My big thing is I want to make sure that they're... Yeah, so we have... Dude, Evgen, you're a freaking boss, man, for showing me this. I can't believe I had no idea about this. I use this every single day now. That every single day I do this. So we have our container view. Container view here. And then inside of that, we have our sub view or our super view. Inside of that, we have our collection view. And inside of that, we have... I don't know why there's 3 in here. Yo, Vlaster72, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the Pixelogic team. Glad to have you here, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. I'm not sure why there's 2 here. I wonder, unless I'm not reading this properly, but this to me looks like there are 3 buttons that are laid out here. Unless I'm crazy. But here's our UI view. Those, oh, you know why? Because of all the different things I've added to it, like the colored border as well as the gradient. That's probably what it is. Yeah, UI visual text view, background drop, sub view. Oh, but there are 2 of these. Okay, let's take a look here. This will be a better example. So our image view, UI label is down there. Our UI view. Inside our UI view, we have our collection view. Our collection view has a UI view and then a label. Oh, you know why? Oh, I can probably just, I think I'm adding this label to the actual, yeah, I'm adding to the button and not the view. So this is what we need to do because our collection view already has that. Go like that. I think, right? Self dot content view. That's what it's called. Okay. New is something like that, and then checkpoint value label. Yeah, this makes a lot more sense. Holy crap, Mom! I'm doing Swift. Woo! This is dope. All right, so that should remove that. This is the next one I want to look at because it's really weird. Okay, stop that. Dope. Yo, Snooks, what's up? This is so exciting seeing you guys discussing and figuring out the problems. Yo, thanks, man. Appreciate that. It is exciting. Like, I think there's like a high that you get off of that, right? Like, you run into these issues and then, oops. And then when you fix it, it's just like, holy moly, like, I did it, you know? I learned so much. And I think that's one of the coolest things about programming. So I'm glad you're here to experience that with us. All right, let's check out this view again and see if that is now removed properly. So if we do this, it still has this view here, but I guess that's the content view, so that's okay. Because it's this right here is our actual, yeah, that makes much more sense. So we have a collection view. This is our cell here, right? So our cell actually has a UI view, which is that content view that we saw. And inside the content view, we now have a UI label. This used to be at the same level hierarchy, which made no sense. It sat on top of it. We just needed that inside of there, which is perfect. Okay, nice. What else? What else? I think that's good, man. Let's do some code cleanup on this view, and we need to wire up our final functionality for this button. And my God, we'll be done with this view. This view has taken too long. Taken way too long. This is here to lay out all subviews within the controller so we can get the proper frame and bounds. Dope. Man, this one was a journey, dude. So the next couple of things we need, we can remove this gradient, which is awesome. Don't need that. I think I'm going to go ahead again and set this as an extension, because now we are using a super view. I just need to make sure I reference that in the code here. So if I do this, yeah, buddy. We'll go here. No, I just want this stuff. There we go. Very nice, very nice. So we go here and we do self. That should be good. Yo, Old Dark. I'm a newbie. Can you please tell me how should I start making websites, mobile apps? Oh, dude, not a stupid question at all. That's a good question. It's a hard one to answer. What I usually tell people and how I started myself is find something that you're interested in. First of all, platform-wise. So like if you want to, you're saying you want to learn how to make a website or a mobile app, figure out what technology you want to play around with, right? If you want to make a website, look into JavaScript. If you want to make mobile apps, look into JavaScript as well for cross-platform stuff, or Java or Swift or whatever. And then just pick an idea that you really enjoy. So like I made this app for myself. I use this app every day. And it's something that I'm passionate about. So pick something that you'll be interested in building. So if you are in love with video games, pick something that has to do with video games. Like if you love PUBG and you're like, yo, I wish I could know how many kills I get at the end of every game. There you go. You build an app based, like when a game ends, send yourself a text message or send yourself a push notification to this app that says, hey, you just got 10 kills this game. And that's it. You just need a little bit of passion and commitment to do it, and you'll be golden, my friend. I hope that helps. All right, so let's remove that. And then set collection view on our view to the sublayouts. So here we're going to do collection view, and then we're going to go collection or checkpoints. Checkpoint collection view dot set gradient background with this gradient. And that should be pretty good there. Yeah, that should be solid. So now we have that in extension, and any collection view can now use this. So we want to go in here and we want to make sure that we actually specify that in order for this to work properly, make sure this needs to be a collection view. I guess we can do it on a UI view too, but let's do it on a UI collection view. In order for this to work properly, make sure the collection view is housed in or has a super view. All right. Cool. Let's double check that change worked, and then we'll move on to some of the other stuff here. Nice. Yeah, that looks good, man. I'm happy with that. Cool. And so now you'll notice that I can't scroll over all the way to 1. Or I won't be able to scroll over all the way to 24. That's because of some inset stuff. So I just need to do some math to get the proper insets on here. Yeah, no problem, man. I hope it helps, and I hope you do well. We're always open to those questions here, dude. And if you are interested in joining and talking to some people more about this, we have a Discord with a bunch of members on it that are here to talk more about developing and just starting projects, man. So feel free to join it, come in, yeah, be part of the group. But give me 1 second, folks. I gotta use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Thank you. All right, sorry about that. Yo, Nazabar, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the Pixologic team. Glad to have you here. Thanks for stopping in. All right, so now we got that set up. The next thing again is these insets that we need to deal with. So let's take a look. So the way that I had it set up before was really janky. I essentially would get the screen size and I would say, okay, well, it's supposed to be about this. And that's it. That's all I did. Yeah, it was quite terrible. So we need to actually add this to our flow layout. So for that, I need to figure out what all of these have in common. How can I get this to start at a 1, right? So layout section inset. We need a left and a right. And what type of math can I do on this in order to understand how much it needs to be spaced out? I'm thinking what I could do is essentially I could get the width of the screen, right? So we take the width of the screen and halfway through we get the halfway point, and then those are our insets. So it will push us out halfway. I think that'll get us close. I don't know if that will be perfect, but it'll definitely get us close. So with that being said, let's just try it out and see what happens. And I know I'm going to need a left and right inset. So in our collection view here, collection view, yep. So we have our layout here. And so now we're going to do the insets. So let's get our layout dot section inset dot left. That's going to equal to the view dot bounds. What? That was really weird. View. Oh. Can I get the view? No, I don't think so. Yeah, because we're inside of this scope. So I guess what I could do here. I can get it and set it on the controller. And that's also an option. No? Oh no, I probably have to do a UI bounds thing. That might be okay in this scenario though. Okay, so here, let's do this then. Take 3. Layout dot section inset dot left will equal UI view dot bounds. Or no, it's UI screen dot view or frame. Main, there we go. Bounds dot width divided by 2. Okay, so this essentially is what we're looking for. And instead of doing that, let's just create a property here called inset. An inset we'll just set for our layout sections of left and right. And I think that should do the trick. Or again, get us pretty close to what we're looking for here. Because essentially we want the view to start halfway through. Yeah, so it looks like it's a little more, but that essentially does it. So now we're able to do that kind of like snap, and I'll snap back there. But if you saw when it started off, it starts like right here. So I think but maybe that's not that bad. It might be good to kind of have that looseness. No, I don't like it that much. It's too much for me. Why don't we do, we can do this minus, I don't think it's 70. I think it's whatever the layout like padding is. It's not item size. It would be, yeah, it would be like this. So we would have to turn this into an int, because that's like, so the intermittent spacing, can't say that word, is literally just the distance between the different cells. So I think that's what the extra spacing is there. Cannot be applied. Oh, this is already a CG float. Haha, my bad. There we go. So that should be okay. Yeah, so once we set up our layout, I haven't changed anything for the interitum. God damn, I can't say it. Inset. So we can go ahead and just add that there. And I'm actually kind of curious what that is. I think it's 10 points, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 8, but I think it's 10. Pretty sure it's 10. Let's take a look what this is. What? Unresolved layout? 10. Okay, I was right. Sweet. Okay, so it still seems to be a tad bit off. It's close. Yeah, you see how, like, if I kept it at 1, the starting point. What other mathological math can I do? Mathological math. What if I like multiply this by 2? I don't know. This would be 20. And the reason why I'm using this, while I know it is 10 points, if we ever decide to change this, right, be easier to keep track of it, or if some of the cells have a tad bit different spacing, even though they shouldn't. That's close too. I almost wonder if it is our width. I think it has to do with the width of our cells as well as the spacing. So why don't we try this? Width divided by 2? Yeah. That's so width divided by 2 has it, and it works. Oh, width divided by, oh, yeah, the center of the actual item. Oh, of the cell. Yeah, okay, that's a good point. Yeah, okay. Can I do that on the layout? Yeah, but I have to do it after. Yeah, wow. Great point. I think it's going to be that. So here divided by that. So let's go ahead and take this. We'll do this as a CG float. Let's try that. Yeah, good point, Ebgen. I think a lot of the times I really overcomplicate things. And that's a good example of it. Maybe I just don't know things. Also a good example. Yeah, that did it. That was it. Why do you declare it first and set it further down? I don't know. That's a good point. The reason why I set it up here is I like having my properties initialized up here. The problem is that if I do item size width up here, I'm setting my actual size width later on. So really what it should be is this. Let's do item width, and we'll set that equal to this. And then we can do that there. Remove inset, grab this. Grab that, and instead of doing this, let's just do that. I just don't like having this written out twice, but it probably makes more sense that way. What failed, buddy? Oh, it needs to be a CG float. That it does. Oops. That should do it. Oh, I think oh no, I keep stopping it. Oh snap, it's kind of late. I gotta bounce. All right, let's make sure this is good to go. There we go. Man, it's looking so much better, dude. I'm so happy about this. It's looking good. Sweet. Whew. All right, so the last part of this really is just wiring up the actions, and I think we should be good to go to move on. I was wondering, I would do it the way you did it first, except I would declare and set the insert variable on line 52. Gotcha. Gotcha. Got it. Okay. I think I'm fine with this as well. I don't know. There's a lot of, I guess, different ways of doing this, but yeah, it's just because this is declared twice like that, technically. But yeah, okay, I actually got to bounce. Thank you so much for coming out today. Evgen, dude, thank you for your help like always, man. Highly appreciate you. And everyone else coming by, thanks for the support, the follows, new subs. Top tier today, folks. At the end of every stream, we got to throw that raid. Let's see who is on today. And to get ready for the raid, go ahead and grab this raid message. Remember, if you are a sub, grab the first Adelan Pog Rip the Bun message. If you are not a sub, don't worry. Grab the second one. Rip the Bun. Rip it real good. Let's go see who is out there today in science and technology. Oh, whoa, they changed these tags here. These live tags. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see what we got here. All right, the one that has caught my eye is this guy up here. Look at that beard, man. Top tier beard. Let's rate this guy. This is dope. Let's raid this guy. Thank you again, everyone. Stick around for the raid. And don't forget to grab that message. And thanks again for stopping by and for all the support again today. Really appreciate it. This guy looks like he might have a man bun. Oh, baby. Well, show some love to some more programmers in the community. And I will see you all next time. Thank you all for coming by once again. And talk to you later today and same time here tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace and love.